This is kind of a test. It is 1 week exactly until Breck Epic. I need to see if I feel like I can race, and to do that, I need to try riding my mountain bike.
When we got back from Europe a month ago, I learned that I had broken several bones on that trip, including my left ring finger and a couple bones in my right shoulder, which raised some doubts about whether or not I'd be able to race Breck Epic just a month later.
I won't say I'm surprised, but it doesn't mean that I'm not still bummed.
If you haven't heard of the Breck Epic, it's arguably the hardest stage race in North America, covering some 215 miles and climbing almost 33,000 feet in 6 days, traversing the rugged terrain of the Rocky Mountains surrounding Breckenridge, Colorado, which sits at an elevation of almost 10,000 feet. At this point, I've put in a solid month of training on my road bike, but today I'm going to try riding my mountain bike again for the first time because I have a tough question to answer. Will I be ready to race Breck Epic next week?
There are two exciting things about today. The first, and obviously the most important, is that it is my birthday. Happy birthday to me. The second is that I am about to ride my mountain bike for the first time since Meg Avalanche.
Pretty good birthday present.
It's a pretty good birthday present. Almost a month, basically 4 weeks since I've ridden my mountain bike last because of my finger and my shoulder. This is kind of a test. It is 1 week exactly until Breck Epic. I need to see if I feel like I can race Breck Epic safely and enjoyably, and to do that, I need to try riding my mountain bike. We're up here at Amole Canyon. We just did a skills clinic with the Taos High School and Middle School mountain bike team, and now we're gonna go ride some of the cool trails out here.
Gotta put on new tires for Breck. We've decided that due to recent events, I need to practice my flat fixing. Well, flat it again. I can't get the valve core off. I'm nailing on this. Super profoundly frustrating. I would just like to say in my defense, when I put that tube in at Abinenica, I think that was the first time I put a tube in for a flat since 2016.
It's pretty good.
I know I flatted in Downeyville in 2019. That's the last flat I had in a race, and I plugged that. And by I plugged it, I mean some guy who was watching the race plugged it for me. So anyway, not a great track record. Actually, a pretty good track record, which results in not having a lot of practice doing these sort of things. So we're gonna make me practice. Specifically, getting the wheel on and off. To be fair, getting the wheel on and off without turning the bike upside down is what that should say. Obviously, we had problems with the valve.
I think it's the pre-filling with the CO2.
I just pre-filled with my mouth.
Yeah, but it's faster to pre-fill with the CO2.
Oh no, we got a flat. Oh, does this even work on this? It's the other side. Is it not the other side?
I think you need to do jumping jacks for 5 minutes until your heart rate's 170.
You're going the wrong way. There we go. See, this is the part that I find real annoying and where I want to flip the bike over. But we don't have to. It's fine. Wow, this is way harder with the insert in there. Ooh. I do only have one tire lever, so I have to be able to do this with one tire lever. I did it. Yeah, like, that's diabolical. That is just a mean thing to do. See, when it was tightened to normal amount, it came right off this time.
Push down hard on that and then unscrew, and that'll help release some of the pressure.
Valve core out. This. Oh, stop. That got a little exciting. I think I probably put too much in, but I couldn't figure out how to make it stop. Nope, don't do this. Don't do this to me, we're on the clock.
Since the bead's seating itself, go down and try to, force it back into the center, and now try it up at the top again. Yeah.
Oh.
That was pretty good. Okay, put it back on.
Okay. Come on. I see you. I know you're not there. There we go. That was not a great noise, but it just falls into place.
8.5 minutes.
That wasn't confidence inspiring, not gonna lie.
No, not really.
There we go.
That was a lot faster. I'd say probably like 5.
We're going in.
Dang, 3.5.
Okay.
That's a significant.
That's a lot better.
This is a big moment, guys. I'm taking my finger brace off. I have been wearing it for almost a month now. My finger is probably going to look really weird. Yep. My finger looks flat.
That's it.
I have a flat finger. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty gross looking. No, that was really bizarre.
Don't get run over by Shawnee. Thanks, Shawnee. We'll see you later. It's right in here. Ah, my handlebars feel so wide. It just feels funny compared to being on the gravel bike so much, where the handlebars are so narrow comparatively. Well, I would say so far, it has felt totally fine riding my mountain bike. Mostly what I'm noticing is that my bike is creaky because I probably need to pull it apart and grease some things after all of the wet and mud and washing that it got in Europe. But my body feels fine. Hand feels fine, shoulder feels fine. I feel like I'll know a little bit more once we are descending.
It's good that it doesn't hurt immediately.
Yeah, it's good that it doesn't hurt immediately, exactly.
We're going to take a second to talk a little bit about our fueling plan for Breck, just under the assumption that Mackie is going to be able to race, because we are optimistic.
When we're racing, there are kind of 3 things that we are thinking about in terms of fueling. Hydration, meaning the amount of fluid that we lose and are trying to get back in. Part of that is the amount of electrolytes we lose in each liter of sweat and how much of that we're trying to get back in. And then the number of calories that we are trying to take in. And we've talked about calories a lot, and that's very important, but it's one component of this. There are ways to calculate all 3 of these. So for calories, if you have a power meter, you can look at your power numbers, multiply your average power per hour by 4, and you get a rough estimate of how many calories you burn. Let's say that my average power was 200 watts for an hour. I burned approximately 800 calories. Our target of calories is at least 50% of what we are burning. So if I'm burning 800 calories an hour, I'm shooting to take in at least 400 calories an hour. The next component is your sodium loss or electrolyte loss. And there's a test that we did a couple years ago, and it just tells you how salty your sweat is. Sid is a very salty sweater. I am sort of on the low end of average, but that doesn't tell you everything, because you have to combine that with your sweat rate. So how much fluid you are sweating out every hour at different temperatures. So what we figured out is Sid is about twice as salty a sweater as I am, but I sweat about twice as much as Sid does. So it turns out we're losing the same amount of electrolytes every hour. I'm just sweating twice as much.
Which means Mackie needs a lot more fluid.
I need more fluid, but I don't need as many electrolytes in my fluid as Sid does. I kind of think it might be actually better than the gravel bike because my hands are wider, and it seems like the closer in my arm is where I get a little bit more feedback, tightness. Also, how beautiful is this little valley, meadow?
So how do we manage all of this on the bike when we're racing for multiple days in a row? Because It's important for a one-day race, especially a long race, but it's really important for a stage race because if you get behind on any of those components, fluid, calories, electrolytes, on the first day, you'll feel worse as the days go on. So
Worse and worse and
we're
worse.
gonna kind of take you through Scratch's full hydration system. We have a free hydration mix bundle that you can redeem at Scratch's website.
If you want to check this out, head to sidandmacky.com/scratch and make sure to use the code SIDandMACKYBUNDLE.
First up is the high carb. This is where the bulk of our calories come from when we're on the bike because it's so easy to consume and easy on the stomach. We do sometimes supplement with bars, chews, gels, etc., just to like mix it up a little bit, maybe have a little solid food.
This is 400 calories per serving.
And the nice thing about this being a powder versus a single serving gel is you can really customize the amount of calories that you want to the amount of fluid. This is the straight up sport drink. This has electrolytes and some calories. It's not a high calorie drink, but it's also not calorie free. We don't actually use this product during races a ton because when we're racing, we want all the calories.
The unsweetened hydration mix.
You're sweating, you need electrolytes, you're not necessarily working super hard, or this is like a bonus on top of the high carb. So when I did the 12-hour, I would do 2 bottles a lap. 1 bottle had high carb and 1 bottle had this in it. We also use this a lot like after the race. So we've sweated a lot during the race. We need to replenish electrolytes throughout the day afterwards. This really comes in handy. The salted margarita is delicious. It's also delicious on watermelon. So now we want to share a new product with you guys, which is the electrolyte booster, which I am extremely excited about this. We've been using it a bit and it is fantastic because it is truly unflavored hydration, as it says.
400 milligrams in a scoop, and the scoops are teeny tiny.
And it really does still taste like water with 1 scoop. We haven't had this for too long, but I'm really excited to kind of experiment with adding it to, say, the high carb. Because I found the unsweetened but still flavored sometimes messed with the flavor a bit in a way that I didn't like, or it tasted a little too salty. This doesn't taste salty at all. If you want to try out any of these products, we have a free hydration mix bundle that you can redeem at Scratch's website.
This hydration pack includes a single serve of the high carb, 2 single serve packets of the sport hydration mix, 2 single serve packets of the unsweetened, and then you can add on the booster because they don't make single serves of that. Head to sidandmacky.com/scratch and make sure to use the code SIDandMACKYBUNDLE. All you have to pay is shipping.
So this climb goes up mostly a dirt road. There's just like a bunch of dirt roads back here that kind of go all different ways. And there's a loop you can do, which is what we are doing. But there's also like dirt roads that don't show up on the map that I have to say, it always makes me wonder where they go. We seem to have gone astray. I think we are actually supposed to turn into here, perhaps? I was thinking about it recently, and I realized the last time I raced my RE Signal Peak cross-country bike was in mid-May at the Grand Junction Rides and Vibes. There are some changes I have made to that bike since then that I'm very excited to be racing at Breck Epic. First of all, the new wireless Di2 XTR, I got to use it on my LaSalle Enduro bike. I raced it at Mountain of Hell and Mega Avalanche. It was amazing. I'm very excited to have it on my cross-country bike as well. The other thing I did is I put the new XTR brakes on, but unlike Sid's setup, where she went for the cross-country brake levers and calipers, I decided to pair my cross-country calipers with the enduro levers, which is something you can do to get more power with less of a weight penalty than running the full 4-piston brakes on that bike. I think it's about 50 grams per brake of weight difference, but you get significantly more braking power. So
That's the combo I'm going to be running on this bike. I'm pretty excited about it. I think it will be very nice for the big, rough, long descents at Breck Epic.
2 horny toads. Look at this one.
Come here. We should really leave them alone. But they're so cool.
Yeah, chase him over here by the camera. He's too
He's
fast.
too fast. He's traumatized.
He's traumatized. 2 horny toads in 30 seconds. That is an auspicious sign for my 38th year. Well, this climb has got a lot harder. It is no longer a nicely maintained gravel dirt road. It is now a 4-wheel drive, steep, rutted out road, which is probably a good test for the shoulder and the hand to make sure that like pulling feels okay, which so far is okay. I'd say my legs are more upset about this than my shoulder or hand. Apparently we just crossed the 10,000 foot mark of elevation. It's pretty good. That means we've climbed a fair bit. What are we at?
1,800 feet.
Oh, okay. Not as much as I thought. Only 1650. Oh, windy. That trail right there, Gallegos Trail, Sid and I are pretty sure we have ridden a couple times on our dirt bikes. Flechado Trail. That also sounds familiar.
I actually feel like these descents would probably not be like it'd probably be kind of fun on a mountain bike.
Totally. I mean, we could go down one of them and then climb up a different one.
If it's completely unrideable, how long of a hike are we talking? Some of us are in carbon shoes, but...
Now, I realize some of you might be thinking that it's totally ridiculous that I'm considering racing a month after finding out that I have multiple broken bones. So I figured I'd talk a little bit about that. I'd say the first thing is that I have a lot of experience racing bikes and a fair amount of experience with broken bones. So I'm pretty good at knowing if something is improving or not, and whether or not doing a ride or a race is going to make it worse. So if after this ride I decide that, I think I'm going to be okay, I think I'm going to be able to race Breck Epic, I will feel fairly confident in that assessment.
Yeah, we are looking a little unmaintained here.
This looks like a straight up dead end.
U-turn. It's really pretty. Okay. This is a moto trail for sure. The benefit of motos being you don't have to pedal. Whew. Oh boy, I don't know if this section's gonna happen. Oh, well, that was a not very long, but felt very hard hike a bike.
Probably good that you see how your shoulder feels pushing your bike.
That's a good point. There will be some bike pushing at Breck.
This is freaking gorgeous though.
So beautiful.
Feels like some Colorado high country.
Yeah.
I've raced Breck Epic before, and I know what I'm getting into. I know what the descents are like. They're hard, for sure. But I feel like I can ride all of those descents without crashing. Obviously, flukes happen, crazy things happen, crashes can happen. This is not a zero risk scenario, But for the most part, I feel like I can race these trails safely and really have a pretty low chance of crashing.
Guys, check out this view. Wow. I think that's little Sipapu right there. Little Sipapu, the ski area. It's where I grew up skiing.
And finally, I think maybe the most important aspect is I am willing to quit. If I decide to race and I get to Breck and I do a day or 2 days or 3 days or 4 days and my shoulder starts to feel worse or my finger starts to hurt and I feel like I'm increasing my likelihood of crashing or just injuring it by riding, I will quit. I've done lots of bike races in my life. I have not finished all of them. Sometimes you just have to quit. So if need be, I will quit. But obviously the hope is that this ride will show that I feel good enough to race and I will be able to race the full week.
We've decided to continue and see where this goes because we're only 1.5 miles to the end of this trail, quote unquote. So now that I have got my bike all set up, it is ready to go, it is ready to race, it's time to do the same for Sid's bike. She already has the new XTR stuff on there. She's gotten to ride it a bunch. She raced it in Italy for Appenninnica. She raced it at Enchanted Forest for the 12-hour race. I think she's put enough time on her fork that it's time to do a lower service on it. So I'm gonna do a quick lower service just to make sure that her bike is feeling really good. Now that's a view, guys. Look at that. Wow. Wow. It is just so beautiful out right now. A good birthday ride. All right. Oh, just got more interesting. Sid killing it on the aspens again. Oh, that was fun. Well, there were some exciting parts to that one, and my shoulder and hand both felt fine, so that seems like a good omen. Overall, feeling very positive about it. We made it.
We did it.
We did it. My first mountain bike ride in a month. I'm very pleased because I basically didn't notice my shoulder at all. Definitely feeling pretty improved. I didn't notice my hand at all. It looks really weird.
It looks gross.
I'm feeling pretty optimistic about being able to race Breck Epic.
Given how good my shoulder and finger felt on today's ride, I've decided to race Breck Epic, or at least start it. Many of the descents are going to be longer and rougher than what we rode today, so I don't know if I'll be able to handle them, but there's only one way to find out. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss our Breck Epic videos. We'll see you next week, and in the meantime, don't forget to be more awesome.